Is there anyone in this room who doesn't know Sister Shivani yet, who's meeting her for the first time tonight? All right. A few of you, you're in for a treat. It's going to be a lovely evening. So my name is Judy Rogers. I live in the Brahma Kumaris Retreat Center in Peace Village, and this is Riti Sunshine Bala. And together, we're going to steer you through the evening, most of which will be with Sister Shivani. First thing I want to do is just acknowledge and thank those who put hundreds of hours into creating this program for you. Some of them are standing around with red sashes on, but many of them you can't see. And they did outreach, they made suites for you, they created ways to find you, they found the hall, they arranged for the program. So I just want to take a moment and offer a big thank you to everyone who volunteered for this program. Now, I'm supposed to tell you that we are photographing and videotaping this evening. So if you don't want to be photographed or videotaped, I think you're in the wrong room. I don't know what we can do about that. Just duck, I guess, when they point your way. Also, would you be so kind as to take a moment now and silence your cell phones? And I'm going to wait for you to do that. Thank you. So, tonight's program is brought to you by the Brahma Kumaris, a world spiritual university of 1 million members worldwide. We have 8 centers in Connecticut, New Jersey, and New York. We have a center in Cinnaminson and Edison, New Jersey. We have centers in Westchester and in Connecticut. We have centers on Fifth Avenue in Manhattan, in Elmhurst, Queens, at UN Plaza, and the closest one is about 5 minutes away from here on South Middle Neck Road. So I want to show you, and I think it's teed up, I want you to take a look at this video that'll tell you more about the BKs in the USA.
Welcome to the Brahma Kumaris, where a new world is opened up for you. From humble beginnings in India in 1936 to a global organization with over 8,000 centers in 110 countries and 1 million students worldwide. Through their tireless commitment, passionate heart, and determined spirit, the Brahma Kumaris arrived in America in 1974 and have since grown to 35 main centers throughout America. There are also 2 residential retreat centers, Peace Village, located in upstate New York, and Anubhuti, located in Novato, California.
I want to just share a little bit about how the centers of Raj Yoga meditation began in United States. Actually, I was in Caribbean islands and I got invitation from New York that we want to start something about meditation. And it was in 1978 I came here and we rented a very small apartment in Astoria. And from there I found that a lot of people have interest. I realized that there is so much need, and from there onwards, then centers started in many other states.
Our centers are safe spaces where you can explore the power of your inner world.
The classes are conducted in many, many homes, many cities, all over across the United States. A lot of people, they learn meditation, they use it, that meditation at their workplace, in their family. And also I find that children, young adults, because they are so much into like what really is the life about,
The Brahma Kumaris are dedicated to personal and global transformation through the study and spiritual practice of Raj Yoga meditation. And at the heart of our teaching is the belief that the pathway to peace and happiness is to remember our original nature as spiritual beings connected to the One Source. In 1981, the organization received recognition as an international non-governmental organization affiliated with the United Nations and accredited with general consultative status with the Economic and Social Council. From organizing large-scale global initiatives to local community programs, the Brahma Kumaris has a tradition of service in every field that fosters spiritual growth among individuals from all backgrounds, cultures, and walks of life.
I hold on to this vision, the world of love, world of peace and harmony, world which is free from conflict and sorrow, where we can live as brothers, one family, children of common parents, one supreme divine power.
This is your invitation to awaken and join us in creating a world of love, peace, and kindness. Om Shanti.
So then, if that inspired you, the next meditation classes in Great Neck start on Monday, July 10th, and another class starts on Tuesday, July 11th. Or if you're Hindi speaking, it starts on Saturday, July 15th. And we'll send you an email about that as well. So also, one last announcement. If you have friends or know of people who would like to have been in the room tonight but were not able to do that, you can refer them to an extended awakening program that we're holding in Peace Village on Sunday, July 9th. It's about 2 weeks from this coming Sunday, and it'll be a little longer program than this. They need to go to the same website to register that you registered for this. And if you know someone who's registered for that and can't be there, or if you've registered for that and can't be, please cancel. Okay, I think we've got the housekeeping out of the way, so let's move on to the program. And first, we have a song for you. So not only is Riti Sunshine Bala a wonderful MC, she's also a singer. So let me tell you a little bit about her. She's a young TV host whose shows celebrating the Republic Day and Independence Day of India have been telecast all over the United States, Canada, and 21 other countries. She hosted her first TV show when she was only 14 years old. Since 2008, governors, senators, congressmen, and the former president of India have appeared as guests on her program. In 2012, she interviewed astronaut Sunita Williams all the way from the International Space Station for her Diwali show, which was telecast in 100 countries. So she's going to start by singing a song.
Thank you, Judy.
तोरा मन दर्पण कहलाए
दुख के कांटे मन सबका धार, मन से कोई बात छुपे ना, मन के नैन हजार, जग से चाहे भाग ले कोई, मन से भाग ना पाए, तोरा मन दर्पण कहलाए, तोरा मन दर्पण कहलाए। भले बुरे सारे कर्मों को देखे और दिखाए, तोरा मन दर्पण कहलाए, तोरा मन दर्पण कहलाए।
And she's also in medical school, in addition to all of that. Such a talent, huh? So I'm going to invite Sister Mohini to come up on stage. In the video about the Brahma Kumaris, you would have seen and heard from Sister Mohini for a few minutes, but let me just tell you a little bit about her. So Sister Mohini met the Brahma Kumaris when she was still a college student in Delhi. She loved their purity and commitment to service, and eventually she joined the Brahma Kumaris and has spent over 60 years as a spiritual teacher and guide. She is the regional director for the Brahma Kumaris activities in the Americas and in the Caribbean. And tonight, she is our host and spiritual resource for this very special program. She's going to set a spiritual context for our evening. Sister Mohini.
Greetings of love, greetings of peace to each one of you. We could have really found a bigger hall, but time was limited, and this is the place we could find. Are you all comfortable? You okay? I know that stage is small, and we have tried to put a lot of screens, and on other side, you are able to see on screen, right? But vibrations are not limited, right? You might not be able to be face to face, but you can definitely experience the vibrations from the person, from all of us together. Today we are going to launch the series of this awakening program. Tonight is the first one. Then we have in many, many cities in the United States, and as we are full today, we are asking people if they want to go to other venues, they are most welcome. Most of them are full, but still we can make some space. How many of you awake in the morning naturally at your fixed time? Can I see hands? Most of you. You don't need alarm? Some people I hear in my room, from the next room, alarm keeps going on. And especially these days with their cell phone, alarm then comes back. I said, it's 5 times this alarm has gone on and this person is not waking up. Some of us wake up naturally, some with alarms, but some with siren also, especially New York City, right? We have so many emergencies, police siren, fire department sirens, so many sirens also go on, but still some don't wake up. So this awakening tonight we are talking about is not just getting up from bed or open your these eyes. But I think you can understand that how we all are in a process of awakening. And it's a very, very clear indication of your presence here or watching our program, Awakening with Brahma Kumaris. And Sister Shivani is the main speaker there, which you all must be not only watching but taking benefit. Our aim tonight is actually to create experience for all of you, not just listening. You had been listening, right? But also to see that you are awakened to what? Our two eyes are open, but spiritual awakening is where your eye of mind opens. Your eye of intellect opens, which sometimes the reference given is of third eye opens. So some people think maybe there is this location in the center of forehead which has a third eye, but actually it is your mind awakens to the call, spiritual call. And when that third eye opens, with these two eyes, we see everything outside the world, the real world. But when the third eye of mind, spiritual eye opens, then you're not seeing the world, but you start seeing your own self. These eyes you see outside, and with third eye you see inside. And a very beautiful experience begins when my third eye of knowledge, opens, and I'm able to see, connect with my true self and discover within me my innate qualities of love, of peace, of kindness, of compassion, of generosity. Feel it for a moment, feel it. That when I'm seeing my own self as this light, as this pure energy. And then when that third eye is open, I look around. What I'm seeing, everyone as every being like myself, as I am a being of light and pure energy, all of us are same. So this feeling of this connectedness, not because we all live in Long Island or New York or in the United States, but this eternal relationship of love and peace, we start connecting ourselves from there. Even a person within the family or anywhere else might not be that peaceful or gets angry or upset very quickly, doesn't matter. But what I'm seeing through that eye is that you are peaceful even at that time. And that does magic. If you can look at an angry person and in your thought is that you are peaceful, you're sowing such a seed of peace. I have seen magic and miracles with just looking at everyone, and especially when there is negativity in that person. Because you're not watching the external actions, but you are connecting with the source, connecting with the soul, connecting with that being of light. And it creates a universal collective energy of peace, which is very important. I think we all are aware, very much aware, what is happening in the world today. I think we all are aware. But should we get lost into the fears, get lost into uncertainty, unpredictable future, or I take responsibility, we'll take responsibility that we are also co-creators. I am not just subservient to what's going to happen to me, but I'm going to create. And that's what really started happening, that the power, that's why awakening to inner peace, it's not just absence of war, but it's experience and the power which you have within you. You invoke that power, you discover that power, and you manifest it, not only in your thoughts, but in your words, in your whole personality. And then it's not only you alone, but that's kind of community, family, and the world we want to create. And this peace requires power, but it's the power which comes from this peace also. To be peaceful requires a lot of power, right? But then this connectedness which started happening is so beautiful. I remember when I first got awakened, and I started seeing everyone as, it's not, I have only one mother, maybe in my, so many, my past births, there were so many mothers, so whom I should not love? Whom I should not love? Maybe I have 3 sisters now, but there are thousands of sisters, so many of us. We all know each other from somewhere or other. So it's not we identifying ourselves only as physical relationship, but we start looking with that love, the third eye opens. But also what beautiful thing which happens, which for me was my true seeking in life, was my own eternal connectedness with divine. I know as a little child, every night when I used to pray, I know you all are familiar, in India we have earthen lamp, diya. Diya jalate hain, aarti karte hain. So I used to talk to that flame for answers. So my whole family used to say, whenever there is problem, tell her, she will find out. We used to pray Krishna, worship Krishna, but connect with this flame, not knowing that God also is light, why I'm connected with flame. So if that flame will shake faster, I will say yes. If that flame shakes less, I will say wait. Then if flame doesn't shake, that's how I communicated with that flame when I was very little, because my family, we had a very, very big temple. We were extended family, many children, cousins, nieces, we all lived together. And we had many, many Thakur worshipping idols, many, big ones, small ones, So every night we had to do arti, but I had this personal relationship with this flame. When I came to Brahma Kumaris, got awakened and realized that God is light. So it's not just flame on this earthen lamp, diya, but I was seeking that there's something inherent within all of us, but I always felt this presence of divine power, presence of divine qualities within me which wanted to explore, but there was no way. to grow. But when this connectedness, God as parents, just imagine one who is my parents has all power, so is almighty, so I am weak. His ocean of peace, so I get disturbed and upset. So this awakening which happens is so beautiful in life that you start seeing everything completely different. Same is my connection with nature. Everyone loves material belongings, but material belongings are from the nature. Gold is a metal, isn't it? Diamond is a metal. It's coming from the elements, right? But very few people have love and respect for nature, which in my days, young age, traditionally we were taught about so many things, how to connect with the nature also. So this awakening which happens is so interesting in the life, because you not only sit and watch and hear, but every moment, through your thought, through your vibrations, you create the world. We create the world which we all know should be as God's creation. This is God's creation, but it's in the old age. No? I came to United States when I was in early 30s, so I could run in Manhattan all around, right? It's almost 40 years. Next year I will be here. World also has become old. So we have to have a new sapling. We have to have this co-creation with our awakening. So it's not just for me, I'm awake, but when I'm awake, then I know that's what we have to do, is to awake everyone. So I know that we all are here to welcome Sister Shivani. She had been invited for Lions Club, their 100-year celebration in Chicago, and API in Atlantic City, so we also got chance. We were inviting her for many years. Because of various reasons, it didn't happen. Each one of us born with certain gifts in our life. All of us are born with certain gifts in our lives. And each one of us should recognize that gift and share. So I always say she has the gift, but also blessings. Each one of us have gift, but then when we want to kind of use it in life, a lot of difficulties come, obstacles come, our mind blocks it. But if I want to have it for the world's service, then blessings are very important. So I always say she's a blessed soul and a gifted soul. And I want all of us to celebrate in a way that it's not just listening. Recently I had a very new spiritual discovery. I was practicing some kind of silence, and I realized that how much silence increases capacity to listen as one should be listening. Because we listen through these ears, but maybe sometimes not through mind, doesn't make deeper sense or awaken that wisdom within us. So a lot of small practices help us, and I'm sure that after listening to Sister Shivani, in your life also you will see how, in a very simple way, you will integrate some of the spiritual practices, maybe for yourself, for peace, for love. Not only in the morning, evening, sitting in meditation, but with every thought, every word, every action. Integrate these qualities because they are my innate qualities. And always remind yourself that I am the child of divine and I should be childlike. That was my joy of life, which I celebrate, as you heard, 60 years. Had been as a teenager. I was 11 years old when I first saw Brahma Kumaris, and I said, wow, that's amazing. And since then, we had been on the journey, and especially New York was a big experience coming to New York in Elmhurst. And how our journey went on, and we got affiliated to UN, and we have a lot of things happening, and it's definitely the blessings of God, but the cooperation of each one of you. Thank you. Om Shanti.
So, awakening. Have you thought about what it means to you? When you accepted the invitation to come here, did it stir in your heart that this is the time for awakening? So as we move closer to this subject, we're going to invite just a few people to come up and share. And I just want to ask, is Judge Noble in the audience? Over there? Can you come this way, please? Thank you. So I'm going to invite first to come up Alma Villegas Schwalbenberg. Alma is a PhD and founder and clinical director of a psychological services center called A Vision of Self. And we've asked her to just take 2 minutes or less and just tell you what awakening means to her. Alma.
Okay, good evening, everyone. I just want to share some random thoughts on awakening by sharing some short stories. So I'm a psychologist by profession, and I was just thinking what happened to me last week. I was with a client. She's a woman from Bangladesh, and she was referred to me by a psychiatrist because she was feeling quite distressed. And she told me that her husband died 3 years ago, and that she continues to miss him. She still was very tearful. So I asked her, if your husband was sitting here beside you now, what do you think will he tell you? What would his advice be? So that's like a psychotherapeutic technique we call empty chair. So she said, while crying, she said, I think my husband wants me to be strong for my children. And after that encounter, she felt quite relieved. And the reason why I'm telling you this story is I learned so much from my clients, and I realized that awakening is a shift of mindset which occurred in that event. I learned so much from my clients that I realized that I myself get reawakened by their experiences. And from that story, my thoughts on awakening is that her awakening has resulted in something positive growth. Awakening has to be positive. And that's it for today. Thank you.
Thank you for those thoughts, Alma. And now for another perspective on awakening, I would like to invite a very special guest up, District Court Judge from Nassau County, Judge Anthony Paradiso.
Thank you, Riti. I would like to thank my host, Verinda Bala, for the invite. He's always watching out for my spiritual well-being. Thank you. I am sure that our spiritual leaders here today, Sister Shivani and Sister Mohini among them, would agree that sitting in judgment of others is hardly the preferred path to inner awareness, but it is something that jurists like my friend Gary Noble and I do every day. We're called upon to do so in order to prevent civil unrest and maintain a peaceful society. It's something that we don't take lightly. It's a civic responsibility that we carry out in a solemn fashion. One thing I've learned as a judge over the course of the last 12 years is that as much as we'd like for all the answers that we're asked to consider, all the problems that are posed to us, as much as we'd like to think that there is a simple yes or no, or that any issue requires a black or white response, that the world is full of gray. There's a lot of gray out there. And I think that acknowledging that as a judge is something that we have to do every day. You don't always get, the litigants who appear before us don't always get the answer they want because it's not as simple as yes or no, light or dark, black or white. You have to consider all the shades in between. And that's something that judges are called upon to do. And in my own life, as a result of acknowledging the fact that there is much less certainty than we'd like, it has helped to inform me as an individual of the fact that in your own life there's a lot of gray. You can't always expect the outcome in a particular situation to go one way. You can't always expect the people that come to you into your life to behave a certain way in every situation, because just as in a case, a situation will call for a different response depending upon the circumstances. That's true when you're dealing with people in your lives as well. And the acceptance that I've learned through the fact that I've had to judge other people for the last 12 years has really helped me to be more patient, more understanding, and more compassionate with the people in my lives, because I realize that you can't always pass judgment on the people in your lives and the circumstances that are presented to you in a way that requires a yes or no answer. Very often you have to consider the shades in between in order to do what is right in any given situation. And that's certainly true in your personal relationships as well. And coming to the conclusion that there is a lot of gray in life and there is a lot of uncertainty has made me a more aware person in my dealings with the people that I interact with. And I am still learning to be more aware of those around me, and I'm hoping that my association with all of you will continue to inform me in that regard so that I can become that much more aware. So thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you, Judge, and thank you so much for taking the time to be here with all of us tonight. And next, I'd like to invite Nassau County District Court Judge, Judge Gary Noble, to tell us what he thinks awakening is to him.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for inviting Judge Paradiso and myself to this beautiful audience on this beautiful occasion. Judge Paradiso and I can speak from the heart, and to tell you the truth, because I know Judge Paradiso for many years. And he's a spiritual person like myself. And we infuse our brand of justice with spirituality as best as we can every day. It's not easy because we're in an adversarial system. So there are at least two sides fighting before us. In front of me, every day on the bench, I have this big, no one can see it, but now everyone in this room will know. I have a big sign that says, "Stay calm, stay calm." So I have learned I've tried to acquire some of the lessons and techniques that you all here know of trying to find an inner peace, an inner calm when a district attorney is fighting, the legal aid attorney is fighting. I also do guardianship cases over elderly individuals who are incapacitated, and I have to make a ruling what's in their best interest. And I have families fighting, brother against sister. It's horrible. So I try to find that inner peace, and I try to make that right decision. So when a district attorney says to me, Judge, please set bail at $100,000 over this young man who's 17 years old and has never been charged with a crime, except now he's been arrested, he's allegedly in a gang, his parents are crying at the railing, and he has possession of a drug. Should I give this young man a chance and not set bail and release him into the custody of his parents? That's the kind of decisions that Judge Paradiso and I have to make within 30 seconds. So in those 30 seconds, I'm thinking to myself, calmly, because there's a lot of arguing in front of me. What's true justice? What's justice here? Is it just merely applying a law, which the district attorney is citing, or is it also showing mercy, having compassion for someone? That's what Judge Paradiso and I do every day on the bench in district court. Infusing justice with mercy. That's what we're all about. That's what he and I try every day to do on behalf of everyone here. So I want to thank you for inviting us and sharing with you how we approach justice. Thank you very much.
Thank you for that very unique perspective. And another round of applause for Judge Paradiso and Judge Noble. Thanks so much for being here with us.
So this is so practical, isn't it? I mean, it's really quite grounded, this business of awakening. So our final person I want to invite up is Carmen Palmer. Carmen is a retired registered nurse. She's also a Raj Yoga meditation teacher, and she coordinates the Point of Life Foundation. So, Carmen. I see she's also a volunteer for tonight's program.
Good evening, everyone. It's a real pleasure to be a part of this very beautiful gathering and to share in this really beautiful experience. And most of all, to be a part of the gathering to welcome our very special guest who's visiting with us from India, Sister Shivani, for the first time. And of course, so for now, my part is, for the next minute and a half or so, to share with you what it means to me to be awakened. And when I reflect on awakening, I can't help but think about what it's like when I'm not awake. And I think about when one goes to sleep, when I go to sleep at night, I dream. And the dream may be beautiful, and the dream may not be so beautiful. But in the dream, I think that the experience I'm having in that dream is real. Sometimes, eventually, however, I will wake up. I may be disappointed that I wake up from the dream, or I might be relieved that I've woken up and discovered it's a dream. And so this is how we tend to live our lives. This is how I lived my life. Much of it, what I thought was real, was not. And I think that probably is the same for all of us. And so when we wake up and realize that what I experience may not be the real thing, is when I really begin to ask myself, what's this life all about? I did that. There came a time in my life when I started to ask, what's this life really all about? What's my life really all about? What's the purpose of my life? What is the reality of what's going on in the world? What's the reality of God? When I begin to ask those questions, and I sincerely want to change my life according to the truth that becomes revealed to me, it's when I realize I am awake. So to be awake enables me to be clear about what is truth and what is not, what's the reality and what is not. Why it helps me to be free from the bondages of the illusions that I thought was true, from the bondages of relationships that I thought were real. And when that happens, of course, I am free. I am light. My life begins to be what I want it to be, and that is to be happy. The happiness that I have sought all my life, and the happiness that I think all of us have been seeking. And so to be awakened is to become aware of some absolute truth about myself, to realize my life is not ordinary, but very special and very valuable, and then to really live my life according to those truths, beyond the influences of the stuff that I see every day, and the stuff that meant a lot to me at one time, but no longer really does. So it's a beautiful journey. It's been a beautiful journey for me, a journey of awakening. Thank you all. And I invite all of you to join me on the journey. Thank you.
So, before we have Sister Shivani come, we're gonna have two songs. I'm gonna invite Elizabeth Padilla to come on stage. You might, those of you who know the Om Shanti song will have already met her through her voice. But if you haven't met her yet, Elizabeth is, actual story here. Elizabeth is a spiritual educator with the Brahma Kumaris since 1985. She leads our environmental initiative in the U.S. She's a gifted actor and singer trained at the American Conservatory Theater and is currently touring with a one-woman performance called Songs of My Soul. So Elizabeth, what does awakening mean to you? Elizabeth. What's going on here? Well, maybe we won't ask her what awakening means to her. Maybe we'll just see if we can pull her up here to sing. All right, don't know what that was about. So Elizabeth Padilla, she's going to sing Remember, and she's going to sing I Am Light. Yeah? Okay.
Woo! Okay. Remember, I'll always be here as long as you hold me in your memory. Remember when your dreams have fade into the rising sun. I'm with you whenever you tell my story, for I am all of I've done. Remember, I will still be here as long as you hold me in your memory. Remember me. I am the one voice in the cold wind that whispers, and if you listen, you'll hear me call across the sky. I'm with you whenever you tell my story, for I will never die. I'll never leave you as long as you hold me in your memory. Remember me. Remember, I'll always be here as long as you hold your memory. Remember, when your dreams have ended, time can be transcended. Just remember me. Remember me. Remember me. Thank you. I would like to ask Shivani to come onto the stage, or were you going to introduce officially? Yeah. I was told to invite Shivani onto the stage. And while she makes her way, I'll just share one little thought. Oh, never mind.
Before Elizabeth's second song, I would just like to introduce Sister Shivani. The rest of the evening we'll be enjoying Sister Shivani's message. She'll close the program with a meditation, and you'll receive a small gift and a sweet as you're leaving the hall. It's my honor and my pleasure to introduce Sister Shivani, a world-renowned student and teacher of Raj Yoga meditation. An engineer by profession, Sister Shivani presents a logical yet comfortable way of adopting spirituality. Her TV program on practical spirituality, Awakening with the Brahma Kumaris, airs in over 160 countries over 5 continents. Her YouTube channel has over 33 million views and hosts over 160,000 subscribers. winner of the Women of the Decade Achievers Award and the World Psychiatry Goodwill Ambassador. Sister Shivani has served hundreds of thousands with her message of awakening to inner peace and inner power. She's touched so many hearts and so many lives, and tonight she's here to touch ours. Thank you so much. Welcome, Sister Shivani. Thank you. And now Elizabeth's second song.
So this is a participation song, and why don't we make this as a welcome to Shivani as part as our family, and that we are all here as beings of light, because this song is called I Am Light. And so why don't we will get a chance to all welcome her with our voices. Sound good? Because this is her first time to USA, so we're going to give her a really warm welcome. Maestro. My family did. I am not the voices in my head. I am not the pieces of the brokenness inside. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am light. Mistakes that I have made. I am not the pain that I hold inside. I am not the pieces of the dream I left behind. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am light. The skin on the outside. I am not my age. I am not my race. My soul inside is all light. All light. All light. All light. I am light, I am light, brothers. I am light, I am light. I am divinity defined. I am God-like inside. I am a star, a piece of it all. I am light. Thank you.
Om Shanti. A minute of silence, reflecting on our quality of life, inner peace, inner power. Let's just see what this word means to us. Just look at your own life, only your life. What would it mean to use inner peace, inner power in my life? Scene after scene. Scene may not be the way I want it to be. People may not be the way I want them to be. And look at yourself with all of them. Using your inner peace. We all want to experience peace, and we all want power. But when we hear these two words, peace and power, we sometimes tend to look for it. Where do we look for it? Outside. And the beautiful title that Sister Moini has selected for us today is Inner Peace, Inner Power. Power of wealth, power of position, power of experience. But what is inner power? Let me ask myself, do I have this inner power? How many of you get angry once in a while? Not all the time. Nobody gets angry all the time. Nobody gets angry all the time. How many on an average once a day? And anger in different forms. It could be subtle, just in my mind. It could be a little irritation. It could be a little louder words. And sometimes it can even come out in my actions. Sometimes it could just be the way I look at someone. I have to say nothing, but my eyes say it all. Now, let me ask myself, when I'm angry, Am I weak or am I powerful? Really? Sure. Because out there in the world we would say anger is power. When I lose control over my own self, when my words are not the way they should be, when I have to regret my words and sometimes even apologize later on saying, I didn't mean to say this. Ever said this line to anybody? I didn't mean to say this. Now when I'm saying I didn't mean to say this, which means I wanted to say something else, I've said something else, so I have no power over myself. And sometimes lack of power over my thoughts, sometimes lack of power over my words, and then sometimes lack of power over my hands. My hands. Sometimes I can just lift something. All incidents of road rage are lack of power for those 30 seconds. But I lost control over my mind, my words, my hands. It's natural to get angry, right? Or do I have a choice? Do I get angry? I create anger, or I choose to get angry? How many of you choose and then get angry? Yes or no? It just happens. Now, when I say it just happens, which means it just happens. Think. Awakening is this. Awakening to a lot of belief systems. And awakening from a lot of belief systems which are actually not the truth, but I heard it, people lived it, I absorbed it, and I'm living my life saying, anger just happens. I don't choose to create anger. Anger is necessary, anger is normal, anger is useful. Just check. We choose to get angry, and that's why there are some people in front of whom we are very comfortable using this tool of anger, and there are some in front of whom we will not use this tool of anger, right? Right? And which means I choose that I can create anger in front of her, I cannot there. So I'm choosing. We've still not reached a stage where we've not reached that stage where it's just happening. We are consciously choosing when, where, with whom, how much, for how long. Yes? Check yourself. We are choosing. So we are still in the stage where we are choosing, and which means we have the power to make another choice. When I create anger, my inner peace and inner power, lost? Simple. Who gets affected more? The one who creates anger or the one who's consuming the anger? Acha? Sure. Both. Okay. Who's getting affected more? Emotionally, physically? Visualize a scene. Which side are you? Here or here? Which side? The one who's creating the anger. Let's change the vocabulary. We're not getting angry, we're creating anger. Because once I understand I'm creating anger, then I tell myself I also have the choice of creating something else. I have the choice of what I'm creating. So here is one, creating the anger. Here is the other for whom it is being created. Who's getting affected more? Creator? But it was supposed to happen for this person. But it's affecting this person. Over a period of time can create a very powerful immunity system. Can. Especially people with whom you're working, and over a period of time they're used to your patterns, and you can get angry and they can just look there and say, okay, next 5-10 minutes. And they can smile at each other and say, it's okay. So they are not allowing that anger to affect them. The one for whom it is being created has a choice whether to take it or not to take it. If I shout at you here, you have a choice whether to get disturbed, whether to get hurt, whether to shout back, whether to start crying, and whether to not get affected at all. So many options. Who has all these options? She has all these options. But I, the creator, whether I get affected or no, I don't have an option. Because I have created that energy. And so it's here and it's here. She has an option how much to absorb it. The receiver has a choice. The radiator doesn't have a choice. The radiator has a choice of what to create, but once created, I don't have a choice whether I will get affected by it or no. So who's getting affected more? So we are going to feel sorry for? Normally we feel sorry for? Visualize a scene. Here is this person gone totally out of control, shouting, screaming. Here is this soft little quiet city. And we say, Bichara. Poor fellow. Who's the bichara? Who's the poor fellow? Not this. This one. Why? Losing peace, losing power. The one who is a loser, losing strength, we will say, poor fellow, bichara. Shift of focus. Now, I can be in either of these two positions. Sometimes here, sometimes here. Now in both the positions, I have to decide, what do I have to do so that I can conserve my peace and power? One, today, homework. If I'm here, this side, and I know that I am the one who's losing my peace and my power, then I am going to ask myself a simple question, why am I using this option? Why would anybody use an option in which they are going to lose something? What all do we lose when we create anger? What all do I lose when I create anger? Peace, strength, power, physical health, energy, what else? Happiness. Anything else? Sister, if I say something very rude to you right here in front of 1,000 people, how long would you take to forget it? Never. Now this is where it's getting risky. I may create the anger for just 30 seconds or a minute or two. So I feel I've depleted my inner power only for a minute or two, because I just shouted at her for a minute and then I'm fine. So I depleted power for a minute. So battery went here. She says, I don't plan to forget it for a lifetime. Now, if she doesn't plan to forget the wound that gets created today for a lifetime, so every time she's going to think about me, quality of energy. Quality of energy. Every time she talks to somebody about me, and so then I'm not receiving those painful and negative vibrations just from her, but I'm going to receive it from everyone to whom she talks about me. And so she goes and tells her, do you know what? This is the way she spoke to me today. And she says, oh, she's like this one. So these are all the blessings that I get from people. Now just visualize. If one person only keeps sending me negative energy, what will happen to this battery? And then one more, and then one more, and then one more. And now if this battery keeps depleting, the chances of me creating anger, the weaker I get, the lesser power, so the more I get angry. Now the more I get angry, the more blessings I get. The more blessings I get, cycle. Now this becomes a vicious cycle in which I'm depleting my strength. Opposite. She's made a mistake. She was expecting, and here I am, understanding, assertive, but compassionate, forgiving. How long will she take to forget that? How long will she take to forget that? That is also an investment which has a lifelong return. This is also an investment which has a lifelong return. Now just take care of what investment you want to make every day. Sometimes there's everything perfect in our life. There's no issue, no problem. Everything is okay. But we say, I'm not happy. I'm not the way I should be. But everything is fine outside, but I'm not happy. Why? Because someone somewhere is not happy because of what I have done to them. So it's an investment which I must have made this morning. I could have made that investment last year. I've forgotten. By tomorrow I will forget that I shouted at her. I'll forget. I will forget. She might not. So I made an investment. Look at your financial investments. You make an investment and you forget. The returns don't stop. So if I have done a wrong karma, a thought, a word or behavior, which is going to create negative energy for me, and today all the more risky because today people are a little emotionally weaker and they take longer to forget. Yes? 20 years back, say something to someone, in 5-10 minutes they'll say, it's okay, na chodo, chalo, khatam. Now, so sweetly she said, never, I'm not going to forget. And which means the same investment of a minute of anger 20 years back was safer, but today. So the next time you're going to create anger, you have to go and ask the other person, as sweetly as I asked her right now, how long will you take to forget? Yes, it's very important because we are constantly receiving negative vibrations from them, and the negative energy coming to this battery. How can I be happy? How can I be at peace? Because someone somewhere is not at peace because of what I have done. Now check the investments made in this last 7 days. Any investment? People are a little emotionally weaker than what we used to be before. And so time has come for us to change our way of living. And awakening means changing the way of thinking, being, behaving, living. Anger is a weapon which was never good for us, but it cannot be used anymore at all. It cannot be used if we want to be happy. Why do we get angry? Why do we get angry? Why do we get angry? Expectations are not met. When people and situations are not my way. When people and situations are not my way, I say getting angry was normal. And even friends and family will endorse our anger and say, obviously you should have shouted at him. I mean, yeah, obviously. So it's very obvious to get hurt. It's very obvious to get angry. There's no option today in our vocabulary. So when people and situations are not my way, I believed, and society believed, that getting angry is natural. What is reality? Is it possible that tomorrow every situation and person will be my way? How many of you have children who are exactly your way? No. And so shouldn't we awaken to this reality that if my children cannot be my way, how is it that I expect everyone outside to be my way? And so, people and situations being my way is not always possible. Now look at the programming that I've done here, saying when people and situations are not my way, getting irritated or angry is natural. Now I know that people and situations will not always be my way. So is my programming right? It's like saying, if this paper is white, then I will get upset. So I've done my programming here. We know once the programming is done, the program will always respond that way. So if I create a programming here, if this paper is white, I will get upset. My mind says yes. And so every time the paper is white, the programming goes and I get upset. Now today we are saying, but paper is going to be white. And so which means, what have I done? I have created a programming saying getting angry, getting upset is natural. If I know that the paper is going to be white many times in the day, what is the programming that I should create? What is the programming that I should create? I know that the paper is going to be white many times in the day. What is the programming that I should create for my mind? So I tell my mind, paper will be white. You have a choice whether you want to be black or white. They will not be my way. I have a choice whether I will be my way. People are not my way. Am I the way I want myself to be? But I lose my way because I wanted you to be my way. So people are not going to always be my way. Reality, programming. Programming. Teach your mind like you would teach a 2-year-old child. People are not going to be my way. So how should I be? How should I be? Forget change. It's not change. It's just an understanding. People are not going to be my way. So how should I be? How should I be? And accept it means let anyone do anything? No. So accept it means we have to decide the rules of the game right here and then use the rules once we walk out of this hall. So let's be very clear. People are not going to be my way, so how should I be? here, I know that you are not going to be my way, but I am not going to get disturbed because you are not my way. Because I have given up the expectation that you should be my way. Because I have understood that you cannot be my way. Because I know that you will be your way. How many of you have seen Awakening on television? And how many of you have met the Brahma Kumaris before? And do you know we wear white? Do you know what I was expecting? That all of you would wear white and come today. No. 1 minute. Is it okay? Is it okay for me to have this little expectation? I came all the way from India for you. You couldn't wear white for me. I'm very hurt. And do you know who's the cause of my pain? Does the vocabulary sound familiar? I just expected only this much, that you would wear white. Was it too big an expectation? No? And look at what all you are wearing: blue, black, brown. This is how we talk. This is how this mind talks. What did I ask for? I only asked for this much. Sister, why did you not wear white? Let's see why people are not able to meet our expectations. Why did you not wear white? Sister, she's wearing white. Why did you not wear white? Very good. One option, I didn't have white. Second, sister, why didn't you wear white? Very good. I did not know that you expected me to wear white. Second option, sister, आपने white क्यों नहीं पहना? Very good. I couldn't find white. Any other answer? Why did you not wear white? Very good. Most important, I don't like white. Now, the way you are laughing here, similarly you will have to laugh when people don't meet your expectations. Why no? This is how it will have to be. And the expectation that I have is very, very small compared to the expectations you have from people around me. I only expected a dress. You are expecting miracles from people around you. Wearing a dress is a simple thing. Anybody could have worn white. It's not too much of an expectation. Something which is right for us, we easily expect other people to be the same way. Because what's right for us, we feel that is the right way. And so what's right for me should be right for everyone else. So whatever is right for me, I expect everyone to be that way. And when people are not according to my expectations, then I say getting angry, getting hurt, getting upset, feeling rejected, everything natural. And we got so many options. And if we would have to take it further, we would have 10 more options why we have not worn white. Yes. So if we just take back this scene and the way you all so sweetly accepted it, why should we wear white? Similarly accept it when the other person is not the way you want them to be. If we can be different in terms of choices of the color we wear, what about us being different in terms of our personality traits, our nature? How can people be the way we want them to be? How many of you like these flowers? Pretty? I don't like them at all. Is it okay? Is it okay? I don't like them at all. Is it okay? Is it okay? Sure? Who is right, you or me? You take care what you're saying. Because you have to go home and say the same answers. Both are right? A little more, a little less. Who is right? Equal. No one had this thought, how weird, how can she not like such beautiful flowers? Please raise your hands. Honesty is a good virtue. Okay. Now, is it necessary that I have to like the same flowers which you like? Why is it not necessary? They're such beautiful flowers. I should like them. It's my choice. And my choice based on? My choice based on? My choice based on a lot of my past experiences. My past experience with flowers could be an unpleasant memory. And past experiences are not just past experiences of this lifetime, they are past experiences of the soul of many lifetimes. And sometimes even I don't know why I don't like flowers. But I don't like flowers. But when we are in our day-to-day living with family, with colleagues, with friends, we say, how strange, how can you not like flowers? And if you radiate this energy to me saying, how weird, how can you not like flowers? I radiate an energy to you saying, how weird, how can you like flowers? We do this with each other. We say, how can you be like this? And the person says, how can you be like this? And what's the energy we are radiating? What's the energy? Disrespect. Disrespect. Because I thought what I feel is right, and that's why what the other person feels is wrong, because we believe one is right and the other one is wrong. And right now all of you said, it's okay. Now if you go home, take an A3 size like this beautiful white paper and write on that, every time and every time, both are right. Put it up. Like Brother Soup sweetly said, stay calm, right there. Similarly, right there, always and always and always. Perspectives different. Opinion different. Not right and wrong. Different. And who is right out of the two? Can you imagine, create a scene, husband and wife, different opinion. Parent and child, different opinion, but radiating that energy that both of us are right, but different. What will happen? Both of us are right, but different. So we will be different, the opinion will be different, but the energy will be respect. And when the energy is respect, we may never agree with the other person's opinion, but we respect each other. Because we say, your opinion is different from me, but it's right for you, not for me. Like, white is right for me, but it's right for me. Blue, black, red, green is right for you. You will never wear white, I will never wear blue, red, but we can live together. Possible? Yes? But accepting that this color is right for you, this color is right for me. We'll never wear the same color, but we respect each other's choices. If we can start respecting each other's choices in colors, we will have to start respecting each other's choices in who they are as a person. And then say, we are different, not right and wrong. Because once we say we are different, we're creating the energy of respect. And once there's an energy of respect, everything else can take care of after that. If I create this thought, how can you wear blue, black, red? You're wrong. So what's the energy I'm going to get from there? How boring wearing white every day. no color in your life. See the energy we're giving each other. You are wrong, but we are family, we love each other. I love you, but you are wrong. Yeah. We can't love someone whom we believe is wrong. The minute I say you're wrong, I've radiated disrespect. I'm not accepting you. Each soul is carrying different sanskars. Sanskars means habits. Not habit in what we are doing, but habit in the way we are thinking. Creating anger is a habit. It's a sanskar. Similarly, we have created many, many sanskars. And spirituality gives us the answer as to why we are the way we are. How old are you? It's okay. Huh? These are old belief systems. No, I should not tell my age. Why? 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 Never stop to think. Everybody says we should not share our age, so I should not share my age. Why? Kuch bhi nahi hai na? हाँ जी. How old? How? Turning 50 next month. Beautiful. Lots of blessings. Turning 50 next month. See? Now, what is turning 50 next month? And who is turning 50 next month? One is the age of this dress that I'm wearing. So everyone shout out the age of this dress that you're wearing. 6 months, 1 year. Somebody could be wearing a new dress today, so 1 day old. So one is the age of this dress that I'm wearing. One is the age of this dress that I'm wearing. So what is turning 50 next month is this dress. So how old am I? What's the answer? So we don't know. 50 years, she's been wearing this dress. So all of you look at yourself. 50 years, I'm wearing this dress. 100 years before that, another dress. Another 100 years in another dress. Another 100 years in another dress. Different dresses, body costume, different countries, different families, different situations, different experiences, different recordings on the soul. It's like a CD with so many songs. How many songs would be there on this CD? 1,000 years, 2,000 years, 5,000 years. How many songs on this CD? Now one day, 2 CDs got married. Now look at the CD if they're sitting right next to you. Some songs similar, but a lot of songs completely different. Sanskar, nature. And then we look at each other and we say, how can you be like this? And they look at us and say, how can you be like this? And then starts a journey of trying to copy our songs onto their CD. Yes? Are we clapping because we are trying to copy, or we are clapping now because now we understand that their songs are going to be different? Now, while we are trying to do this copying onto each other's CD, in a year or two, a third CD comes into our house. And 9 months, both of us waited thinking it's going to be a blank CD. Yes. And we kept planning. Ye karenge. How many of you received a blank CD? That CD came full. We look at a child and we say, baby, 1 day old, 1 year old, 1 day old, 1 year old costume. How old is that soul? And so that soul is not going to come like a blank CD. That soul has carried its experiences, its nature, its sanskars from many, many past births. Now, look at what all is happening to people. And suddenly they leave this costume and they come into your house, baby,
and we want them to be our way. Yes. 1,000 years of my recording different from 1,000 years of your recording, and we come together and we say, you should be my way. Is it fair? Is it fair? So from today, expectation is natural, is what we believed. And which means we believed that every CD should have the same songs. And now we understand that it's not possible for every CD to have same songs. So what is natural? Expectation or two words. Expectation, second word, acceptance. So what is natural? What is natural? Acceptance is natural. That I understand this soul, this CD, many births, many experiences, different nature. Knowledge, information, wisdom, understand. Now would I expect them to have the same sanskars as me? No. I accept that they will have different sanskars. There was a family who came to our center last week, and they have a 5-year-old son who fears water. And the mother is a very good swimmer, the father is a national level swimmer. So obviously both of them had planned and then they will say, naturally, we want our child to be a swimmer, naturally. And then otherwise they will say, obviously my son should be a swimmer. So we leave no options there. And the child refuses to go near a swimming pool. And then the mother said, you know what I did last Sunday? I prepared him the entire morning. Today we are going swimming. Today we are going swimming. Today we are going swimming. And then at 4 o'clock when we reached the pool, he went up to there and then he ran away. She said, I got so angry. I took him there, gave him and put him in the pool. She said, everyone can swim. How can my son not swim? And I just looked at her and I said, do you know 6 years back there was a flood in that city? She said, yeah. I said, this soul left the body in that flood. She looked at me and she says, you can see all these things? I said, yes. But you know what happened? In 30 seconds, she said, obviously he will fear water then. I said, yes, obviously. Understanding, knowledge will shift the way we look at people, the way we think about people, and the way we start accepting people. Because if we don't have this knowledge, we are criticizing people for who they are. We criticize our children sometimes. We nag them for who they are. And even more risky, we compare them with their siblings or with other children, with a completely different CD who has carried completely different songs of 1,000 birds, and we say, look at him, if he can do it, why can't you? These are very little things which we call natural, but which deplete inner power. Now look at this 5-year-old boy, already in pain, because of his past experiences, power depleted, comes into this new family and is getting criticized for this sanskar. What will happen to the battery? So instead of helping the child to overcome that sanskar, we are criticizing the child for that sanskar. Why? Because we are not using this knowledge. Soul on a journey, lot of sanskars. I accept them as they are. So what is natural? Expectation. What is natural? Expectation. Expectation will deplete inner power. Acceptance will increase inner power. My inner power and there in a power whom I am accepting. Acceptance can shift things completely. We had gone to somebody's place and the brother was doing meditation, and then he got very disturbed and he came out and he said, whenever I sit for meditation, my wife finds that time to talk to her sister on the phone. And I said, brother, you just finished meditation. No, but why does she have to talk at that time on the phone? And in India, like we have, bhaji wala, the vendor, they were going there on the road and shouting, selling whatever they have to sell. I said, what about this noise? He said, which noise? I said, this noise. He said, which noise? He couldn't hear that. I said, this person selling his product is shouting louder than your wife talking on the phone. He said, but he has to do that. That's his work. What's the difference between the two? I have accepted that noise. Here I'm expecting her to be silent. Where I expect, I get disturbed. Where I accept, it has no effect on me. It's not about the volume of the people talking. It's about what my mind talks when I'm listening to them talking. People will not be our way. So now look at everyone around you. Choose one person right now. Right now. One soul, close family, friends, whose one habit disturbs me. I'm making it easy for you. Only one person and one habit. Selected? 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 Look at them here, right now. Compassion for the soul. Compassion for that soul. We don't know when, where, and what had happened for them to create that sanskar. We don't know when it happened. But my compassion for them will radiate power to them. My power will empower them, and when they get empowered, they will change that sanskar. What Sister Moini shared with us, it was a very beautiful thing. I don't know whether you've got it. She said, if somebody is getting angry, create a thought, peaceful soul. Easy? Easy. Someone's shouting at you, create a thought, beautiful, peaceful soul. Easy? Very easy. Very easy. And what will happen if I create that thought at that time? Visualize. Here she is, family, shouting at me, and I create a thought, peaceful soul. What happens? First, just by creating this thought, peaceful soul, I've protected myself. I've protected myself, which means for a negative, I'm not creating a negative. So if for a negative, I'm creating a positive, I don't allow the negative to affect me. So I protect myself. Second, the thought that I'm sending to her, peaceful soul, what will it do to her? Increases her power and then allows her to heal her anger. But she's not a peaceful soul, she's an angry soul. How should I create a thought, peaceful soul? How do I do it? I will not create a thought of what I see in her today. I will create a thought of how I want her to be. And when I create that thought for her, it's a blessing that I am radiating to her. You are a peaceful soul, and that blessing will become a reality for her. But if I see her creating anger and I create a thought, so what do I do to her inner power? So she's already depleted, and I create 50 thoughts for her. She's always like this, always shouting at people. She will never change. Blessing. you will never change. We have the power to deplete others. We have the power to empower others. Make a choice. Make a choice. We have the power to increase the strength of our families emotionally and thereby increase our strength. We have the power to deplete our strength and deplete them. So the first step would be accepting her anger, understanding that sometimes, somewhere, something has happened because of which she's carrying this behavior. I don't get disturbed by it. Why? Because she's not shouting at me, she's only playing the song which is on her CD. Your neighbors don't play the songs for you. They play the songs for, and most important, they play the songs which they have on their CD. They're not doing it for us. People are not playing their sanskars, their behaviors for us. They are playing that because that is what they have on their CD. If somebody has a sanskar of anger, what should we expect from them? But why do we get hurt? We say, you shouted at me. You spoke this way to me. That's when I get hurt. It's not to me. It is because she has that song. She's playing that song. What's my role as family and friends? Help her to change the song. Help her to change that song. And thereby protect my song. Otherwise, very soon, I have started creating a song of anger. So acceptance is normal. This is awakening. When you go out of this hall, you are going to go into a vibration which says expectation is normal. And even people will say, obviously you should expect this much, and look back and say, no. Because we could not meet even a simple expectation of wearing a white dress, so no for anything else after that. It's so simple. No, we have expectations. Other person does not even think of wearing a white dress. And then we get hurt and say, you did not even think of that much, which means you don't love me. People who don't meet my expectations, I say you don't love me, because if you all loved me, you would have definitely worn a white dress and come. This is how we talk to each other. And the one who's worn a white dress is the one who loves me. And she's a nicer person than all of you. This is how we believe. Don't we do this? Don't we do this? She loves me because she's done what I expected. She's a better person because she meets up to my expectations, and everybody else receives energy of rejection from me. So next time somebody doesn't meet up to your expectations, remind yourself, I did not wear the white dress. And your way of looking at the other person will change. Yes, it will change. And then you will radiate that respect and that support. This is unconditional acceptance. Unconditional love. And when we radiate this to people around us, we are increasing inner power for us and for them. Not just for us, but also for them. Ready to shift? Ready to shift? We are going to take care of very little things which deplete this battery. How many of you like to begin your day with the morning news? Newspaper, news channels. Simplest way to deplete inner power. It's the simplest way to deplete inner power. Because if I take in information of violence, pain, and the long list early morning, what we read what we watch, what we hear, is the diet that we consume for the mind. What we eat is what our body becomes. What we read, watch, and hear is what our mind becomes. So the reason why we are becoming like this is because of the morning food that we are all eating. Yes. And the more we consume the news, the more we become like that, and the more society becomes like that tomorrow. Because we eat it, we become that way, and we behave that way. And when we behave that way, tomorrow's news carries the same information. Again, everybody reads it. Again, everyone becomes like that. So if we want to change, the first experiment has to be change of emotional diet. If you want to do something with your health, the doctor is going to say, what's your diet? Change this, change this, change this. How many of you have gone on some kind of a change in diet once in a while? And when you say no to sweet, or no to oil, or no to whatever, yes? Benefit? No to news tomorrow morning. No fattening information. I have enough of my violence, my terror, my pain, my fear. I cannot consume more. Let us stop reading the early morning news. Very soon, tomorrow, we will be changing the news of the world if we don't absorb today's news. We will change the newspaper. We will change the newspaper if we stop reading today's newspaper. If we read it, it will only increase. So early morning and late night. According to news channels, that's the prime time. Early morning slot and late night is prime time. And for the mind, that is the time which is going to deplete the most. Early morning, what I consume, going to affect me the entire day. Late night, what I consume, my 6 hours of sleep get affected. Ready to shift? Sure? The newspaper will be here. And I have to have the power to say no. De-addiction. De-addiction. A little later, not early morning. At the Brahma Kumaris, the simple change in our lifestyle that we created was early morning, we came to the center, and for about half an hour, 45 minutes, we took a completely different paper. And that paper was spiritual knowledge. Knowledge coming from him directly, teaching us the way of thinking, being, behaving. Instead of reading and listening, the world is in a mess, there's so much anger, there's so much aggression, there is so much of violence. We would come to the center and come to the center daily and say, and read, I am a peaceful being. I am a divine being. See the difference in the diet? The difference in the diet? Will there be a change? Will there be a change? Automatically. I have to do nothing after I've finished my breakfast. The breakfast will do the rest of the work. Similarly, I have to do nothing after taking in my morning information. The information will do the rest of the work. We cannot change our thoughts. Our thoughts are a byproduct of what we have read, heard. So we cannot change thoughts. We will have to check information that we are consuming. We cannot change our health. We can change the diet. Change the diet, health is a byproduct of that. So early morning, first thing, 20 minutes at least, something very pure. If we want inner peace, inner power, our morning information will have to be about purity, peace, and power. I cannot want inner peace and consume aggression and pain and violence in terms of what I'm reading and watching early morning. Media plays a very important role in who we become. The kind of movies we watch, the kind of TV serials we watch, Even comedy, if it is criticizing somebody, if it is demeaning someone, it's not healthy for me. And then with media, now we have social media, so everyone's a journalist. Everyone's allowed to write their opinion. And within half an hour, it is, if I write about her, it's my opinion. But if I have criticized her, if I have ridiculed her, my opinion goes on to everyone's phone. And when you read that opinion, you're not just creating a perception about her, you are creating a way of thinking. And now it's not going to be criticism about her, it's going to be criticism. It's not going to be bias about her, it's going to be just bias, which is then going to be about a lot of people. So if you want inner peace, inner power, you will have to deplete such messages, delete it completely without reading. Sometimes we read the message and we say, delete. But where did it get deleted from? From the phone. We will need to delete it without no impure information if I want to be powerful. Possible? Delete without reading? And definitely not copy paste forward. Definitely not. Not good karma. One person creates such messages, you know. We all have the power to finish the message there itself. If I create this kind of a message, I can only send it to maximum 100 people I know. It's those 100 people who beautifully do the rest of the work. If those 100 people did not forward that message, it would have stayed only with 100 people. But it goes all over the world because we say forward, forward, forward. Let's take care what we forward. Let's not eat unhealthy diet, and definitely let's not share it with others. How many of you have the power to delete without reading? This side. And negative does not mean, negative just means a slight criticism about an actor, about a politician, about a sports star, anybody. We have the power to use our vibrations and change people. Let's use our power. So we will delete such messages without reading. So early morning, 20 minutes, pure, choose the diet. Anything. Something very pure and powerful, which has information of peace, information of happiness, information of compassion, information of forgiveness. Consume. And that's who we will become. First 20 minutes in the morning, last 10 minutes before we go to sleep. Easy? Easy. Throughout the day, I cannot have fruits and sprouts in the morning and then all the junk food during the day. If I want to be healthy. If I want to be healthy. Health will have to be then throughout the day. So then I take care of everything that I'm getting from social media. And when I read the newspaper or watch the news channel, I will have to see how I'm doing it. Read only and only and only which is absolutely necessary for you. And you won't find much to read. You won't find much to read in that. And anyways, the very important things that are happening, people will tell you. What is a newspaper going to report? A newspaper is going to say, yesterday so-and-so was murdered. Newspaper is not going to say the rest of the city slept peacefully last night. But when I take in that information, I am creating a vibration of fear. So we have to take care. And when we take in that early morning information, then we choose one thought from that which we are going to implement the whole day. And then 1 minute every hour, we pause and we reaffirm that thought. Like brother so beautifully said, I've written over there, stay calm. Beautiful. We'll just change it a little bit. Instead of saying stay calm, we'll change it to whatever we want to be, we need to create a thought, I am. Suppose I have a sanskar of creating anger, and if I keep on saying to myself, I always get angry, I always get angry, I always get angry. So if my anger is this much, and I create the same thoughts, what will happen? Choose any one problem in your life right now, any one issue. It could be an issue with your nature, with your health, with people, anything. Bring it here. Please hold your hand in front like this and fit your problem here. 50%. It's at 50. Whatever problem, it could be career, it could be money, it could be health, it could be anything. 50. Now create thoughts. This is such a big problem in my life. I don't think this is ever going to get okay. I don't know how long this will go on. When we radiate such blessings to this problem, what's going to happen to the 50? 50 will go to 60, 70. So we know we have the power to take the problem from 50 to 60. Do we have the power to take the problem from 50 to 40? Great. Same problem. What's the thought? We know what thought took it from 50 to 60. What's going to be the thought to take it from 50 to 40? What's the thought? What's the thought? I can, I will. A little more powerful thought. Suppose my body has an illness. Let's say I have high blood pressure, 50. So and I create a thought, I have high blood pressure, I have high cholesterol, I have thyroid, I have. 50 to 60. Now I have high blood pressure and I want to bring it from 50 to 40. Thought? Don't say I have low blood pressure, no. We have to be very careful of what we think. If you create a thought, I have low blood pressure, so it will be. And then after some time you will say, it was better a little higher, I didn't want it to be so low. So you have to be... This is the power of blessings, power of thought. Take one thought, create it constantly. These are called mantras. This is power of mantra, power of affirmation. So if I have high blood pressure, now my thought will be, my blood pressure is normal. But it's not normal, so why should I create a thought that it's normal? We are not going to think what things are today. We are going to create that thought, what we want the reality to be. So I start creating a thought, my blood pressure is normal. Vibration goes to my body. Every day I create a thought, my blood pressure is normal. Vibrations go to my body. And slowly my body starts responding. I have a problem in my relationship with her. What's the thought that I create? I just don't get along with her. try however hard, I don't think we'll ever be able to make it. 50, 60, 70. Now, change. I have a problem with her. So what's the thought, blessing that I give? This relationship is great. This is great. This is beautiful. I have perfect harmony. Radiate that energy. How? How will I create this thought? How? How? No, there's nothing to work. We just have to create a thought. Don't create a thought of what you can see the reality today. Create a thought of what you want the reality to be. In Hindi, there is a very powerful line which is Sankalp se Srishti. Thoughts create the world. World means our world and the world. So don't look at your world and create the thoughts. Create the thought what you want the world to be. Sankalp se Srishti. Srishti is the world. Sankalp is thought. As will be my thought, so will be my world. If I keep creating a thought, this relationship is bitter, there is conflict, there is problem, so it will be. And if I create a thought, there is harmony, so it will be. If I create a thought, I am angry, so it will be. I create a thought, I am a peaceful, pure, divine being, so it will be. Now, have you created the thought for that 50% problem? You can change your destiny with your thought. Problem in career, problem in job, problem in money, problem in relationship, problem in health, and most important here, with our sanskars. If someone has a sanskar of coming late, what is the thought we should create for them? Great, see, so simple. They are always on time. Radiate that vibration. This is serious. It's serious. If everyone radiates a thought, punctual soul, always on time, just create it. Sister Moini shared with you, and the word she used was miracles happen. And she is saying that so confidently because she's created millions of miracles in this 40 years journey. The fact that she came as a 30-year-old young woman to a new country. And today she's created so many centers all over America. It's nothing short of a miracle anyways. So when we can do this, why can't we change one sanskar? Why can't we change one sanskar? So we will create the thought of what we want things to be. First thing in the morning, create that thought at least 5 times. At least 5 times of what you want your life to be, your this life here. And then your this life outside. And then 1 minute every hour. And then the last thought before going to sleep. And watch the magic happen. You can change your habits, your sanskars, your health, your relationships, and work-related anything. And the world. The world is going to change because of our thoughts. Ready? Ready? Homework. Emotional diet. First thing in the morning. Last thing before going to sleep. Social media filter. Forwarding. Stop. If I don't read, how will I forward? So that stops the second stage. Substituting it first thing in the morning, 20 minutes. And that's why the Brahma Kumaris have so many centers everywhere. So that the doors are open for everyone to walk in anytime in the day, but definitely first thing in the morning to charge themselves before we go to work. Like you would not leave the house without charging your phone and your laptop. At the Brahma Kumaris, we don't leave home before charging this battery. We can do if the phone or laptop doesn't work, but it's very difficult to work if this is discharged. It's because this is discharged, there are conflicts outside. So half an hour to charge yourself. Walk into any center. Learn the meditation. And then start practicing that daily. Inner power. And where there's inner power, inner peace is automatically there. Let's create a small meditation of what we can start practicing from tomorrow morning. No, tonight, before going to sleep. Choose any one sanskar which you would like to change. If someone has a sanskar of anger, what's the line going to be? I am a peaceful being. If someone has a sanskar of criticism, what's the line going to be? I appreciate everyone as they are. If I have too many expectations, what's my thought going to be? I accept everyone as they are. Whatever I think, my mind is listening, and it will follow. It will follow. Ready? Ready? Has everyone been able to create that for themselves, for their personal specific issue? Create it right now for your issue. So from tomorrow, brother, not stay calm, but you're not just calm, you're divine. I'm divine, I'm compassionate. Once that is there as an affirmation every day, we go to other people asking for blessings. Who is supposed to bless me first? I have to bless myself, and I have to bless everyone around me with my every thought and word. My every thought and word can become a blessing for people, which will change their destiny also. We have the power to change people's destiny, not only our destiny, only by the way we think about them. And when we understand soul on a journey, then compassion becomes very natural. It's not something which has to be done, it's natural. Like we said so easily, natural, it's a choice. You don't like flowers, we like flowers. We didn't have to make any effort for it. We said natural. Similarly, when we see people with different sanskars, we will say this is natural. So if it is natural, then anger, irritation, hurt, and the list is out. What's the day today? Tuesday? Tuesday. Tuesday to Tuesday, 1 week. Irrespective of whatever happens. Just 1 week, I will not create the slightest trace of anger for 1 week. One week. No trying. Be very careful to every line that you say to yourself. If you tell your mind, I will try, mind will say, okay, I'll try. And tomorrow the mind will say, I tried. So, I tried. I never said I didn't try. I tried and I couldn't do it. It's okay. So be very careful. No trying. I will. And I'm going to be successful. Why? Because I am a peaceful being. Just one thought will increase inner power. One thought. So with our every thought, we are going to charge our battery. And earlier we were doing something in the opposite direction. This is awakening. Simple, no? Simple? 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 Very simple? Now if you say no, the mind is listening. Very simple. The easiest and the easiest and the easiest thing to do is to change a sanskar. Everything else is tougher than that. Because changing anything here is not dependent on anything outside. Everything else, there is some dependency outside. Only what goes on here is not dependent on anything outside. That is independence. It's good to celebrate the Independence Day of the, but important, my independence, where I'm dependent on only one. I'm not dependent on anyone else. And last homework, just in 30 seconds. If ever there is a difference of opinion, and there is a little conflict and an argument, sometimes after all that happens, we go into silence and we stop talking to each other. How many of you have that as a way of living? Please raise your hands. For how long? Weeks? I thought she'll say few hours, she said few weeks. We deplete inner power a little bit when we get into an argument or conflict, but it's that negative silence after that which depletes more power. Because when we are in that negative, heavy silence, we are creating very powerful negative thoughts for each other. Awaken to a new way of living. 1, from today, no conflict, no argument because both are right. But suppose I forget that both are right once in a while, and there is an issue. After that, I will come back to normal in fill in the blank. Fill in the blank. We will come back to normal in immediately. Why? Because my power, my happiness, my health, and their power, their happiness, and their health is bigger than my ego. So I will talk first. I will come back to normal. How many times do I have to do it? Every time. But it was their mistake, then who should do it? Me. Always me? Yes, always me. Simple. It's simple. Always me. And we will save so much energy. Otherwise, we can spend hours, sometimes days, sometimes weeks, depleting. They are family and friends. Tomorrow, if they fall ill, we are ready to do everything for them. But it is these negative silences which are creating cancer and a lot of other illnesses. Holding on to things, holding on to pain, not being able to let go, not releasing. Normal. Normal. Yes? So we've awakened to a lot of new belief systems today. Awakening means old belief systems are over and we wake up to a new way of living. 2 minutes in silence again. And we are programming. And we will do a simple exercise which we will then start doing every morning, every night. 1 minute after every hour. Every day. As Sister mentioned at the beginning, at the Brahma Kumari centers, we have a meditation course happening regularly. And as Sister Judy mentioned, the next one is 10th and 11th of July. And in Hindi is on the 15th of July. Take out that 1 hour. Please take out that 1 hour. Start charging the inner battery. We will create miracles outside. So all of us will receive an email about the date and time. Take out that 1 hour for yourself. Change the thought, create a new destiny. A destiny for the self, for people around me, and for the world. Today we're going to do another simple experiment. When we finish meditation now, we will get up and walk out in absolute silence. And we will be silence, a positive, pure silence, for the next 20 minutes. Inner power. In Hindi, the word is maun, silence. Silence increases soul power. How many have power? 20 minutes silence? We have very powerful souls here. 20 minutes, don't say I cannot do it. Change the thought. Change the thought. Quick, quick. Change the thought. Say, yes. Say what 20? I'll be silent for 30 minutes. The mind will accept. The mind will accept. 20 minutes just to be with ourselves and to change our programming. Otherwise, if we don't use these 20 minutes, then we haven't made the most of having taken out these 3 hours. So 20 minutes to check, change our programming, our belief systems. What is the lifestyle change that I will create from tonight and tomorrow morning? I need those 20 minutes for myself. Sit back. Everyone who's standing needs to sit. "30 seconds, if you have a phone, put it on recorder to record this. And then change it and put in your situations into this, so that this is what we will do from tonight and tomorrow morning. First thing in the morning, 5 times at least we will do it. 10 minutes with ourselves, and we will visualize what we are creating. I am a divine being. Feel yourself. I am a divine being. My every thought, word is pure, powerful, blessing for me and for everyone else. I am a divine being. Look at yourself with people at home, at work. Whatever role we play, I am a divine being. I accept each one as they are. I accept them as they are. I understand they have been on a long journey, different sanskars. I understand them. I accept them as they are. Look at yourself with them. Different behaviors. And And there we are with them, stable, understanding. The soul is in pain. They've carried this past wound. I am here to heal them, to empower them. I accept them. My love, my respect is healing energy. Look at yourself with them, stable, not like how I used to be earlier, stable. And when I am like that, I am healing them. I am empowering them. I am a divine being. I understand that people and situations will not always be my way. I understand. It's natural. They will not be my way. They are different from me. I accept them as they are. This acceptance is peace. This acceptance is power. Everything of the past that I have held on, wrong behaviors, bitter words, everything of the past. Today, I understand them. They were in pain. I let go of the past. It's over. I am a divine being. It's over. I am a powerful being. Everything I choose, I create. I am the creator of my destiny. I am the creator of my destiny. I choose a destiny of happiness, health, and harmony. God's angel. Angel, light, pure, always there for everyone. I am his angel. Angels will now start moving out in absolute silence like this. This vibration we carry home with us. We carry this vibration with us. Absolute silence, as if there is no one in the room. Angels helping others to go ahead, sharing, caring, cooperation. Every morning I begin the day with one thought: I am God's angel. 'Angels start moving. Light, light, absolute silence. Talking to myself for the next 20 minutes as I drive home. Change in lifestyle, change in my belief system, change in my way of thinking. 10th and 11th of July, we will come to the center to start learning how to charge ourselves. Half an hour every morning for charging myself before I leave for work. Taking care of everything I read, watch, hear. I am on an emotional diet. What I read, what I listen is who I become. Everything I consume is pure, peaceful. Everything I consume. Everyone is different. Different sanskars. Different, not wrong. Every time I meet someone, look at them with the consciousness, soul on a journey, different sanskars. When you go home, look at your children with this consciousness. Not just my child, but soul on a long journey. They've carried different sanskars. People may not be my way, but I will always be my way. I choose my way and I will be my way. Angels rise. Tonight, before we go to sleep, we will create our personal meditation and create a thought what I want reality to be. We go out in silence, 20 minutes appointment with ourselves. Angels don't need photographs. Angels focus on what cannot be seen. In Hindi, there are two words, chitra or charitra. The chitra nahi, charitra. Charitra. Every thought I create, every word is going to be a blessing for all. चलिए एंजल सारे चलिए चलिए चल Angels will not block the way for each other. Come, come, this way, this way, this way. No stopping on the way. Angels don't stop on the way and block others. चलते जाइए जल्दी से चलिए